Hi, I'm Samantha from Samantha by Design. Welcome back to my Patreon page for another real-time, step-by-step acrylic painting tutorial. Grab all of your supplies, a little beveragino of choice, a little snack, and meet me at the table so we can paint a beautiful masterpiece together. For today's material list, you're going to need a cup of clean water, a micro mister water bottle to keep your paints hydrated as you work. You're going to need some sort of paper towel to wipe your brushes on. You're going to need a palette. This is just a plastic plate from the dollar store. We're using our variety of filbert brushes again today. These are from the dollar store. I've got a little detail brush and then a toothbrush to splatter some sand texture. This is going to be really cool. We're using an 8 by 10 inch canvas today, and you're also going to need a ruler and pencil, and this is a sheet of practice paper. For colors, we're going to use titanium white, burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow medium, phthalo green, phthalo blue, and ultramarine blue. That's a lot of colors today, but trust me, we got this. Let's paint a beautiful beach. And we're gonna go over our colors. So they're in the same order as usual. We have our titanium white, burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow, medium, phthalo green, phthalo blue, and ultramarine blue. Now we're gonna start by painting in our sky, and we're going to do that first by wetting our brush. So I want you to find your biggest brush in your kit. Mine is my number 16. And we're going to take our cup of water and dunk this brush in and out of our water cup a few times. And we're gonna rub the bristles on the edge of that cup. This is gonna make sure that all the bristles are coated with water, because we don't want just the outside to have water in it. We want all the brush to have water. So you're gonna do this obnoxiously a couple times. It's important to prep your materials correctly. It helps you paint when your prep work is done well. Okay. If you hold your brush straight up and down, there should not be any water flying off of it. I'm gonna pull up my reference photo just so I don't go too far from it. All right, so we are gonna start with a mixture of ultramarine blue and phthalo blue, about 50-50. So I'm gonna take some phthalo blue on my brush, flip, and I'm working that paint in those bristles. Then I'm gonna come over to my other blue, the ultramarine blue. I'm gonna pull out some of that, and I'm going to squish them together. So I'm being obnoxious again, because I really wanna make the point here that you have to get the paint in the bristles. You can just go like scoop, scoop, but you run out of paint really fast, so just make sure you're doing this properly. And then we don't want it this dark, so we're gonna lighten it up with a little bit of white. So I'm gonna come right on the side here and pull out a little bit of white. And when I've got myself a good little amount like this, I'm not gonna just start painting. I have to mix it. So go back to your little plop and squish that in. Get that all worked in together. That's a little light, so I'm gonna grab more blues. And you can decide here if you want your sky to lean more towards like a purpley blue, so the ultramarine, or if you want your sky to lean more towards a greeny blue, so the phthalo blue. I like mine kind of more on the ultramarine side, but almost 50-50. So I'm gonna start with this beautiful color right here, and we're gonna start painting in on an angle today. So usually we go flat. I wanna give us a little bit more of a fun little challenge today. So we're gonna paint a little bit on an angle. So we're gonna start with this nice, beautiful color. I'm doing long brush strokes, but diagonally towards the right-hand side. Okay, so I'm gonna put this nice dark blue right here. Okay, and when you've got a nice little strip like that, what we're going to do is start adding a little bit more white. So you're gonna grab a touch of white, add it to your puddle. We're gonna go a little bit underneath the previous color. Okay, and when we've gotten rid of most of our paint on our brush, we're gonna start blending those two together by just brushing back and forth. That's all. So long brush strokes, sweep that so it looks like clouds. It's okay if you can see some marks. We're gonna add more clouds later. Let's get this little edge here. So I'm like lifting my brush as I go because I don't want to over blend. So by lifting at the end of my stroke, instead of stopping in the middle and getting a line, if you lift, it diffuses that paint and blends it more. So now we're going to dip our tip of our brush in water, tap off the extra. We're going to grab even more white, bring it over to the puddle, and we're going to go diagonally again, but start a little bit underneath. Okay, when you've gotten rid of most of your paint and you've covered the area that needs this light color, then we can blend. So long brush strokes, gentle pressure. You're going to remember that acrylic paint does dry fast, so you're going to be easy on yourself. And if you need to try this more than once, that's completely fine and it's normal. Okay, so lift as you go. You don't have to go all the way back to the top. You can just lift off where you want that little brush stroke to end. Okay, I'm going to grab even more white. And I'm just going to keep adding more white and kind of sweeping and becoming horizontal as I get towards that horizon line. So we started on a diagonal, and as I'm coming down, I'm starting to sweep more into like a U shape. So we started like this. Now we're going like this. Okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Painting is not super easy. That's why it's a skill that you have to practice. Okay, dip the tip of your brush in water, tap. I'm gonna wipe off the extra blue on my paper towel because I've got a lot of it. So I'm just gonna wipe some of that off and then grab even more white. And I'm gonna stay on this side of my puddle this time. I'm not gonna go back to the blue because I don't want too much blue when I get down here. So start again a little bit underneath. Remember, now we're trying to sweep more into like a little smiley shape. As we approach the bottom of our horizon line, we're going to flatten it out. And the horizon line is going to be the lightest part of your sky today. Okay, so more white. I'm going to paint in the horizon line. So remember, a nice trick, you can flip your canvas to fit any direction you're comfortable painting. I like to put the tip of my bristles towards the line I'm painting. And then I'm just going to press and go straight across. And that was a nice straight line because I turned my canvas to fit the way my body's most comfortable painting a line. So if I would have stayed like this, my line would have definitely been crooked because I'm not comfortable like this. I'm comfortable like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to blend that in, make sure all my canvas is covered up here. Oh my God, add a touch more white. Okay, and do you see how already we have so much movement going on in the sky?